Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Carrie and this is Wiz. Wiz is a 2004 Mustang GT. He's the new Edge body style. He is the 40th anniversary edition. Anyways, today, this video, Wiz is going to be in it, but it's not about Wiz, I guess you could say. So today we're going to be talking about why you should lower your vehicle. Just as a side note, these are all opinions, my personal opinions about why you should do it. Alright, let me get the camera flipped around for you guys real quick. Alright, you guys. So before we talk about why you should lower your vehicle, let's talk about the three different ways, well, the three common ways that people lower their vehicle. The first is going to be coilovers, the second is springs, and the third is bags. Wiz is on springs. He's got an 1.5 inch lowering spring from BBK. I've actually thought about going bags with him. I might do that later down the road. But unfortunately, we're building a race car, so we're just trying to make sure everything stays in budget where we need it to be and still have a little bit of wiggle room. So those are the three main ones. Everybody's opinion is going to be different about which one's the best. I think I've heard a lot about coilovers are overall the best, but it's to each their own. It depends what you want to do. I like the springs. They ride good still. No issues. So when it comes to the suspension's one part that does two things for you. That's in both realms of appearance and performance. So it's not just, a lot of things are either it's strictly performance or strictly appearance. And so suspension goes into both. So let's start with appearance. A lot of people actually lower their cars just for the looks. Gives them a meaner and more aggressive feel to them. In my personal opinion, at least with the new Edge most Mustangs in general, they sit too high up, especially the new Edges. They're really bad. So a lot of people do it for looks because it does really change the overall look of the car itself. It sets it apart from the others. And a lot of people make the mistake with looks. They jump wheels, then they do suspension. It's really bad to do that. Because if you, let's say I bought a 20-inch wheel, 20 by 12 on the rear, and put a 315 on it, that's not gonna, with this 1.5 inch kit, it's not gonna fit that. It's really not. I don't think it'll even fit Devon's 2305. I think that would be a really tight fit for this car. As it is, it doesn't. I've got 18 by 12s with a 305 on it. They don't hit. I mean, the car has to be really loaded down. Like, I have to have 4 people in the car for them to even touch the inner fender liner. So that's something you need to think about if you're going to lower your car and get new wheels. Lower first, then wheels. Because some cars, I was watching a video, he was talking about the Nismo 370Zs, that if you just lower them on the stock wheels, they look mean. And I 100% agree with that. Some cars look good with their stock wheels lowered. Unfortunately, the new Edge had some pretty ugly wheels. Not gonna lie to you there, they're pretty ugly. The newer Mustangs aren't too bad. Some of the newer cars are pretty good about how they look. So the second thing is gonna be performance. So when you lower your vehicle, you lower your center of gravity, which in return helps with your handling. You're gonna not have as much body roll, which I'm trying to keep myself from rolling because I'm doing my little yeah, anyways. So it helps with body roll. So going around curves and stuff, it kind of hugs to that. It plants itself a little bit better, in my opinion. It also helps with, you don't have as much air going underneath the car. And that's actually why a bunch of people put splitters on the front of the car. I actually have a Mach 1 splitter on mine. It just kind of breaks the air up. It tries to push a little bit more over the car and not as much under. Now, I will tell you about these splitters. Get yours from late model restoration so that it will come clean with this. Mine does pretty well on both sides. This side's really even. If you get them from American Muscle, it kind of messes up. That side's probably just off a little bit because it's off on the front. But, so lowering your center of gravity helps with with the handling overall. The best way I could describe it, handling wise, to me it handles more like an all-wheel drive where you can just put it into a turn and not have to worry about it. That's how it is with this rear-wheel drive car. And I love it. I love the way this car handles. I love the way it goes into turns and comes out of turns. I never thought that, if you asked me a couple years ago, I would have told you I never would have bought a new Edge. And I bought this one because it was clean, it was a good price. Well, it was a little on the higher side, but with certain cars you pay for what you get. And that's the truth about that, you pay for what you get. So I paid a little bit more and got a good car, in my opinion. It only had 106,000 miles on it. Being a 2004, that's really good. It was already spec'd out the way I pretty much would want it. There's a few things that I would change. Overall, I'm happy with it. The motor's been built up pretty good and everything. Anyways, that's another story. So the performance, it plants the car to the ground a little bit better because you don't have as much air going under it, and your center of gravity is lower. So that's just a real short summary. People like to lower them for looks and performance. And as I said, it's one of the few parts that does that. And just look, I mean, look how clean that is sitting down low. With the right set of wheels, with lowering your car with the right set of wheels changes the whole appearance of it. I don't care what anybody else tells you, it does. It makes it look like a totally different car. Anyways, you guys, if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to leave them in the comments below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Devin usually does answer those comments, just so you know. Y'all have a wonderful day. Hopefully it's not as hot where you are as it is here. Y'all hustle harder.